We're just going to have a conversation here, guys. And whether you're watching this live or you're watching this in the recorded version, please comment. Start a conversation with other people so that you can learn, so we can all learn from each other on the best way how to deal with bullies. I think that is the best thing for all of us to do. Come together as a community so we can figure out how to end the bully. That's the best thing. So today I'm going to talk about um, following the leader. Where is my? Here it is. Boom. Follow the leader. That's what we're talking about today. Too many people follow the leader, right? And if the leader is a good person, well, then that's great, But if the leader is a bully, that's where it becomes a problem. That's where it becomes a huge problem. Let me tell you something that happened to me a few times recently. So, you guys might know that I used to donate my time and my expertise of filmmaking to a non-profit, and I used to make films for these non-profits, and that's what I do a lot. I make films for different non-profits. Make Positive Movement. Thank you for joining the show. Where are you from? Make Positive Movement. So in my process of making films for different nonprofits, there's been one nonprofit who, unfortunately, there was a bully amidst them. And a lot of people were quitting the nonprofit and leaving the nonprofit. And they didn't know why. Well, we knew why, because they had a bully in the midst and nothing was being done about that bully. So, so one particular time, I didn't even know that this bully was bullying people in the magnitude that they were, because people don't talk, and that's a problem, guys. People don't talk. People would just stop volunteering, and they wouldn't tell anybody why they stopped volunteering. And I'm sure that if they were asked, they made up something else. You should always tell people why you're leaving. Give a good organization the chance to correct their problem. If you just leave and then they ask you, well, why are you leaving? And you say, well, I'm just too busy. That's the excuse most people will give. Then it doesn't change. It won't change anything, because then the people that can make the change think to themselves, well, it's not anything we did. The person just got busy. And then they put in their books and in their minds that, if their boss asks them, well, what's the reason that most people stop donating their time? Oh, because they get busy. And that's not the truth. There is a bully in the midst, and that bully never gets called out, because they don't know they exist. But when you know they exist and someone calls them, unfortunately, and I believe this is the reason why people just walk away, because they don't think that organizations are going to do something about it. So why go out there and out the bully when nothing's going to be done? And that's exactly what happened to me. But I felt that was the right thing to do, is to out the bully and let them know. So the bully basically tried to bully me, and I let them know how I felt, and then I decided I was no longer going to donate my time to their organization because of the way they handled their bullying situation, which they did absolutely nothing. But the thing here is this. So there are a few people that I've seen from that organization recently, and they see me coming down the street and they look the other way, and they don't address me. They pretend that I'm not there. Shahit, thank you for joining the show. And the thing I want to talk about with this, the most important thing is that when people are in this situation that I'm in, they feel that that's their fault. That it's their fault that the person doesn't talk to them anymore. Hello, how are you doing today? So they feel it's their fault and they feel bad and they feel hurt and they get depressed because the person has chosen not to speak to them. You know, and that's not our fault. We are not the ones that have to be embarrassed. And Hush Life Babies, thank you for joining the show. Where are you from? We are not the ones that have to be embarrassed by that. Okay, I mean the people. When I was walking by these people were putting their heads down, walking by like this, thinking that I didn't recognize them, embarrassed to speak to me because they know that they took the side of the bully, and they're afraid. I mean, not afraid, but they're embarrassed to face me. So why are we the ones that have to be embarrassed about that? I talk to a lot of kids that, you know, they have friends. Their friends stop. You know, they might have two friends. You know, let's put it this way: they might have a friend, Eddie Murphy, let's say, and another friend named Arsenio Hall. Okay, and those are two famous comedians, and I'm just using them as a way of entertaining. I'm not saying either one of them are bullies, but so if your friend Arsenio Hall has a problem with your friend Eddie Murphy, and then Arsenio Hall tells you, well, you can't talk to him anymore. And that's happened a lot with you guys. You have friends, and then one friend will say, well, you can't talk to him. You have to choose your loyalty. And you just turn and say, no, I'm not going to choose between you guys. I can be both your friends, and that's it. And then one person, let's say Arsenio Hall, starts to bully you. And that person starts to bully you a little, and then you give in, and now you're no longer talking to your other friend. You shouldn't do that. But when you're in that situation, if you're the person that people are no longer talking to, you should not be embarrassed by that. You should not be hurt. You should not feel bad because those people have chose not to talk about you. You know, because there's one thing my dad always said, you know, when you're in that situation, really, really think about it. Is that person really a good friend? Did they really treat you like their friendship mattered to you? And I'm sure that if you think about that, you will find that they didn't. And that's what we have to think about. When we lose people like this as friends, we have to really think, were they really a friend? Were they with me 100% of the time? And I guarantee you that if you really think about it, you'll find that there was a time that they probably made fun of you. I've heard kids say, well, no, he really wasn't a friend because he tripped me one day. Or he made jokes about me one day. Or he would pick days when he wanted to talk to me and days that he didn't. You don't need that childish stuff. You don't need that. So you're lucky you lost these people. I am not embarrassed that these people choose to look the other way when I'm coming down the street, or they cross the street when I'm walking down the street. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't. Because they are the ones that should be embarrassed. They took the side of the bully and they can't even face me. You know, a real friend, like I said, this channel is about learning life lessons, right? Here's what a true friend does. When you have three friends, and two of the friends are no longer talking, no longer friends, and you're that person in the middle that kind of talks to both these people, or no, I'm sorry, that's not the example. You're the person that is that has been kind of outed, so to speak, for doing the right thing. You know, you're the one that's outed, and you have people. Your good friends will call you and say, "Hey, I heard that you two are no longer friends. I just want you to know I always considered you a friend, and you and me are gonna remain friends." That's what real good people do. They'll call you to let you know that, okay, I heard about this. Let's address the elephant in the room. Your good friend is always going to say, let's address the elephant in the room. No matter what it is. No matter what it is. I've been in situations where I had friends that girls are just taking advantage of them, or I've had girl friends, girls that are friends, and their boyfriends are taking advantage of them. And you say to yourself, hey, let's address the elephant in the room. What's going on here. A true friend is always going to be willing to talk to you no matter what the situation. And you have to be that good friend too. They might bring up a subject you don't want to talk about, but you got to be that good friend and be able to talk with them. Maybe you don't want to talk to them when they want to talk, so you say, hey, can we table this for another moment? But don't be afraid to ever address that elephant in the room. I can remember I had a friend one time who, when I met him for like the third time, I went to his house, and we were hanging out. And I said to him, yo, what's up? And he didn't like that I addressed him like that. And he wanted me to address him by his name, and he wasn't rude about it. And he could have very easily just said, oh, let me let that go because I don't want to be rude. But it was so important to him that I address him by his name and not what's up or yo, that he wanted to make sure that I knew that. And I have much respect for him for that. A good friend is never going to be upset when you address the elephant in the room. In that particular time, his name was the elephant in the room. And the good friend's never going to not be cool with you addressing how you feel. Now, if you have a friend that is ignoring your feelings and ignoring how you feel, that is not a good friend, and that's how you know. And sometimes you have to let go of people that are not going to respect your feelings. You have to let them go, or you have to respect friends like the ones that I just told you about, that are going to take the side of the bully, and then they're going to stop talking to you, not because you're bad, not because of something you did bad. See, that's where your thinking is kind of mixed up. That person is not talking to me not because I did something wrong, so there's no reason for me to feel hurt. They're not talking to me because they chose the wrong side of the conversation, and they're too embarrassed to come to me and say, I chose the wrong side, and I'm going to continue to choose this side. Or I'm sorry that I chose that side, whatever they want to say, but they're too embarrassed to do that. So we have to learn in this, and someone has asked, what is this session about? That's what this session's about. We have to learn to stop following the leader and be the leader. And we got to stop feeling sorry for ourselves when evil people choose not to talk to us. Okay? That's the way we got to feel. I talk, again, I'm going to say it again. I talk to so many kids all the time that their friends stop talking to them. They blame themselves. No, That's good. It's good that you're thinking that way. What did I do wrong? That's good, because it's true. I think a narcissist will definitely be a person that thinks, no, you did wrong. You know, so it's good that you are thinking, what did I do something wrong? That's okay. Think like that. Did I do something wrong? Was it something I did? But and then really analyze it and think about it. And if you're very confused about it, talk to the person rather than I let them walk away because they didn't matter to me. Okay, these are not those types of friends. They don't matter to me. But if there was a friend that mattered to me, I would say, what are you doing? You see me and you're walking the other way and you're trying to look the other way, and so what are you doing? Confront them and listen very carefully, not with your ears, with their actions, the things they say, and get your answer that way. But it is good. It is very good that people would think, what did I do wrong? That's good. But some people put that weight on their shoulders when they don't really need to, and that's the problem. In my case, this is a case where I don't need to. That's why these people are ignoring me and walking and crossing over the other side of the street and looking the other way, so I don't notice them, and hiding their faces so I don't notice them. That's why they're doing that, because they're embarrassed. They know they took the wrong side of the conversation. So, who's going to be a leader? Okay, raise your hand, smash that heart, comment, I'm going to be a leader. If you're going to be a leader, always be a leader. Always be a leader. Don't be that person. If your friend says, hey, you got to choose between me and Eddie Murphy. You can't be both our friends. You say, no, I'm going to be both your friends. I'm not choosing sides. And if one is really, really making you choose sides, then you know what side to choose. And don't be afraid to take the side of the good. Never be afraid. So I know this is kind of weird because I'm telling you to be a leader, but I'm also going to ask you to please follow our reel on Instagram at stopthebullying_together. All right? And again, I know, weird. Be a leader. Follow us. Be a leader. Follow us. It's very contradictory, and I'm sorry about that, but please follow us. We're hoping to have some more interesting guests. Tomorrow, who's on the docket for tomorrow? Let's see if I remember. Her name is Vida Hargreaves, and her husband are going to be on the show tomorrow. She is Ms. South Florida, and she's going from Miss Florida. After Miss Florida, when she wins that, she's going to go to Miss America. So she's a key person, and we're happy and to have her on the show. And we're going to talk some things with us. You're going to want to tune in because she has a lot of knowledge about mental health. So if you're dealing with mental health, you're going to definitely want to tune in to her. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 7, give me a second here, I got to figure this out. It's 4 p.m., yes, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Time Zone. So if you're in the Australian time zone, get up early. You're not going to want to miss this. So that's going to do it for us today on Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. For all your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com. And also brought to you by thebullyexposed.com, a 501c3 nonprofit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying. So let them help you. And it appears that Pico has come on. Hey, Pico, how you doing? Konnichiwa, Renko-chan. How are you guys doing today? So I'll stick around a little longer, being that my good friend Pico has come on. What do you say, Pico? What's going on? Anything new? Can you talk? Can you chat a bit? Or are you busy? Are you at work? What's going on? So again, so while we're waiting for Pico to answer, again, be a leader, guys. Don't be a follower, and don't be upset if your friends no longer want to be your friends, and really think, really think of why they don't want to be your friends. That's very important. So Pico says we both have the day off. Awesome. Yeah, Pico, I've been noticing that your internet is not as stable as it normally is. The last two times we've done shows, you've come in, said a few things, and then you disappear. And I'm really sad about that because I really love having you and Rico Chan on the show and talking your point of view from a Japanese, getting the Japanese point of view basically of what's going on. So, what's new today? What's on the mind of Rico Chan and Yamada today? What are you guys thinking about? But yeah, again, and I'm gonna tell you again, you guys, check out our reel, follow our reel. We're hoping to put some real interesting things on there. I really would like to. I think I'm gonna start putting things on there as things that I do to set up before the show, because all these things that are drawn and animated I do myself. So it would maybe I'll do some video up there of how I kind of set these things up to be. So let's see. So Pico is in and out today. So what have you been doing for your day off? Pico, what you guys, you said you both have the days off today off. What have you guys been doing? Have you guys been doing any self-care? Remember, guys, self-care is important. It's really funny. I know that you guys are looking at this and the people are passing by so quickly. And I don't know why it's that quick. When I set it up, it's at a lower speed, and then for some reason it comes on here and it speeds up so much. I don't know what it is between when I upload it to Instagram or what that it speeds up this way. I don't know. But we did self-care. Oh, good. Staying home. Okay. He's staying home and he's doing self-care. Good. What'd you guys do? Must give each other a massage. What we do? We will watch J-drama after this show. What is J-drama? Oh, let me look that up. Is that a Japanese show? Is that a show? It's probably not even a show, and I'm over here assuming that it's a show. So, yeah, is that a show, Pico? Let's see. J-drama. Let's see if there's anything on here about J-drama. Does it just mean Japanese drama show? Is that what J-drama stands for? Let's see. Yeah, Japanese drama. Okay. So it says here the followers, a tiller, AIBOU, Samurai Gourmet. These are all Japanese dramas. Which one do you like the most? Midnight Diner? Which one do you like the most? Yeah. J drama means Japanese drama. Yep. So Terebi, is that how you say it? Terebi. Very interesting. So let's see. He says after this, yes. That's what's so great about television, right? Um, you can watch whenever you want now, and I like it like that. So did I pronounce it right? Teribe. I mean B. Teribi. Teribi. Did I? Is that right? I don't know. That's what I like about you guys. You guys keeping me on my toes. So what is your favorite show to watch? Did I name one of these? I'm gonna name them again. You tell me. But these are all probably translated. These are translated into English. So there's a show here. It's called The Followers. There's one called AIBOU, Tokyo Detective Duo, Samurai Gourmet. Let's see some other ones. Mischief Kiss and Midnight Diner. Which one's your favorite one? Tarebi. Okay, I like Corizona the most. Corizona. Let's see, Corizona. Uh, no, that one didn't come up. Switched is one. My Little Love, Dr. X, The Naked Director, Good Morning Call. Let me see if I can find that one. Koizi. Let's see. All right, I found it. Is a 2007 Japanese film based on a cell phone novel of, let's see, cell phone novel. Cell phone novel of the same name. The film is directed by Natsuki Imai and stars Yui Araki. I'm so bad at this. I'm butchering this thing. Japanese people are like, what is this guy talking about? Shut him up. Pico, you are too funny. Pico says, is having sex considered self-care? No, I wouldn't call it self-care, but you're definitely taking care of each other, that's for sure. So that's real cute. And instead of calling it XXX, call it making love. You guys are making love. Very funny. Yeah, that's the name I was trying to say, but I butchered it up. Let's see what this person looks like. No picture. No, that sucks. Wikipedia has to get, most of the time when you click on actors in Wikipedia, American actors, they have pictures, but they don't have any pictures of any of the Japanese actors. I mean, I never see them at least. So let's see. She was born, or he was born, I should say. I don't know if it's a he or she. Oh, it's just a female. Okay. June 11th, 1988. 1988. She's a Japanese actress, model, singer, occasional radio host, and she was selected as the most desired girlfriend and the most desired female celebrity face on Oricon's yearly survey. Wow. She must be very beautiful. But I don't know because there's no picture. All right, let's see. Yuiara Gaki. Wow, what a name. So Yuri's is her first name or her last name? Because I believe the Japanese turn everything around, right? The last name comes first. So her surname is her surname Yui or her first name? I don't know. But Aragaki Yes, yes, you pronounced it correctly. Oh, good. Okay. Yuri, Yuri is a first name. Okay, yeah, Yuri does sound like a first name. I may not know a lot about the Japanese culture, but you could always tell the first names. That's for sure. But we call surnames first. Right, right. So if I was Japanese, my name would be Santiago Richard. Right. And I think that's cool. And I hear in Italy that's a practice as well. They don't say the first names first. They say the surname first, which makes lots of sense, I think. Surnames are more important than the first names, right? So let's see what kind of awards. She was nominated for Nikata Award, Sports Film Award. She was nominated for a TV Nave Drama of the Year, uh, TV Life Annual Drama Award. She won I don't know if she won, but she was nominated. Oh, let's see. She won all the awards. Wow. Well, no. Okay. She was just nominated. Let's see. On the 30th Naki Sports Film Award, she was nominated but did not win. And then she has let's see, the 27th Tokyo Sport Award, the 41st Japanese Academy Prize, and the 47th Hochi Film Award. She was nominated but did not win. And that was in 2018. So most recently, so she did better when she was younger. In 2007, she won in her award. 2008, she won an award. 2009, she won. 2014, she won 14, and then 2017 is when she lost her first. Well, not lost, but she was nominated. You can't say they lost, but she was nominated but didn't win. Very interesting. So what do you like about these dramas? I'm gonna have to check this out. I wonder if I can. Let's see if I can find something on YouTube, because I'm so close to China. I really shouldn't say. I don't know if it's because I'm close to China or Japan or not. Not. Oh, you got subtitles. I found an episode of it with subtitles. So let's see. I'm not gonna play it, but let me see if I could look in the description what they write in the description. They really, well, it's all in Japan. Most of it's in Japanese, so I don't understand. So let's see. We will. Let's see. What we call surnames first. Yes. Okay, I read that. Yes. So I'm gonna check this out. Let me take a look at it when it comes to cuts. Okay, so they just did an intro with 3 shots, and they faded the shots in rather than do hard cuts in between them. So, it even has captions for me in English. All right, extreme shelter. Let's see if I can do this. Never did I realize how sheltered I was. I'm looking at the first episode, I believe. Hold on, let me look. Episode 1. Wait, let me pause that. Episode 1. Yes, I'm looking at episode 1. So let me check out episode 1. I'm up. Just looking at the cuts. All right. I'm boring you guys. I'm sorry. I wish that there was a way that I can mirror my phone so you guys can see what I'm watching, and we can do like a reaction video to this. I don't want to play the sound because I don't want to get copy strike. The other day I played a small part, very tiny part of Hamilton, and I got copy striked when I uploaded it to YouTube. But it was so small that I told them to just delete that part. So hopefully they deleted it. I gotta go back in and check to see if they deleted it. But yeah, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna check it out when I get a second, see what it's like. So before I go, I definitely would like Rico to ask a question because I really do enjoy her questions. Can she ask me a question? I mean, yeah, I don't understand how copy strikes work because I was told that it works like this. If you use a small part of a film or something to for the purpose of I forget how my friend worded it to me, but it basically, if you use a small portion to do commentary, I think is how he said it, to use a small portion of a film to do commentary, that's okay, that's fine. So I played that small part, and then I talked about how that part made me feel at that moment when I saw it. So that's commentary. So I played a small part, and then I did commentary. So why am I getting copy strike by YouTube? So I don't understand it. And you got guys that like PewDiePie, and you got guys like H3, Ethan Klein. They're going through all the videos and they're commentating and they're breaking it down, and they're going through a whole video and breaking it down and giving commentary, and they're not copy strike, but I'm copy strike. I don't understand why. It's really a bunch of BS, the way I look at it. Copy strike should apply only to people who steal content. Exactly. Thank you, Pico. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm mad. This is my mad face. That's why eyes don't blank with YouTube. I put my stuff on YouTube because there are a lot of people who request that we put captions, and that's the best way for us. That's the quickest and easiest way for us to get captions on our videos is by posting it on YouTube, and then you guys can go see it on YouTube. And by the way, why don't we give a plug to the Bully Exposed YouTube channel, which is Nonfiction Filmmaker. So go to Nonfiction Filmmaker. You can watch this on watch this episode on there, and with captions. Because some people like to watch when they're on the train, they told me, so you can't hear it very well because the train is loud. So they like to put the captions on so that they're able to read what I said. So that's cool. So that's why we upload it. But I don't mess around with YouTube for that reason. It's very one-sided. I have a lot of YouTubers of color and female YouTubers that tell me that they don't feel that they're treated the same way as white YouTubers. And I have a lot of gay YouTuber friends too that say that they're not treated the same way as straight YouTubers. So there's a lot going on with YouTube, and I wish YouTube would just come out and make everything fair across the board. If somebody is allowed, if I'm doing commentary, if I play a piece of a song, a piece of a movie, and I do commentary, that's fair. That is fair. That's fair use. That's fair use of that, and I should not be copy strike. But I'm all the times copy strike, so I don't care. I just stay away. That's the way I choose to deal with their BS, is just stay away. What do you think about the difference between living in Japan and living in America. Okay, well, um, I was the first time I was in Japan. I was staying with a friend, so it did kind of feel like I was living there. I didn't have to, I can't talk from the aspect of having to pay bills. I can't talk from the aspect of work, but I can talk about a few aspects. One, I remember that the complex where my friend lived is very strict, and they sent him a letter asking him who was the person that was living with him. They wanted to know who I was, and he told them that I was just visiting for a while, but they didn't seem to like that, that I was visiting for a while. And I know that in America, yeah, a complex, if someone's staying with you, a complex might want to ask and want to be concerned with who's living with you, who's staying with you for the moment. But I just felt like the Japanese were very concerned, and that's one thing that I do like about living in America, the privacy, So that was a little kind of weird for me. I didn't stick around. My question is, what would happen if I was there for 6 months? If only after, let's see, we were there for 3 weeks. I think 2 weeks passed, and they sent them the letter. And then he told them we're only staying another week. If we were staying there 6 months, what would have happened? Would we have got kicked out? Would we not be allowed to stay there? And my aspect of that is, and people that live in Japan might disagree, but my aspect of that is this: if I pay more rent, okay, and my friends aren't making any noise, it's not like we're partying every day. It's not like in fact, we just use the apartment to sleep and change our clothes and take a bath. That's it. We were out most of the time. We were out filming. We were out doing the different things. We would get up super early, get on the train, and get in deeper into Tokyo. I believe we were still in Tokyo. By the way, if you're wondering, that was in where was that? Ikebukuro. I think that was Ikebukuro where we were at, where my friend lived. And as long as I could, some Americans, okay, they make noise. They have parties every day. They bother other neighbors. And if we were doing that, I could totally understand them sending us a letter, okay? Sending us a letter saying, who are these people that are living with you? They have to leave right away. But we weren't making any noise. We weren't breaking anything. Like I said, we would get up so early in the morning, leave, and come back late at night. Go to sleep, wake up, and do it again. We weren't making any noise. We weren't partying. I know some people, some Americans, that they go to other countries and they just, they disrupt everything. That's not what we were doing. So that was really kind of weird for me, that they would be concerned with who they're living with. In America, if you want to know the difference, the only time that would really, where somebody would really be concerned with what you're doing. Let me see, did you ask a question? Oh, God, I'm sorry. My people are being like this. Oh, no, it's okay. There's no need to apologize, people. It's all right that they were being like that. But let me tell you, so what the difference is. So in America, the only time that would be a concern, where you would get a letter, in my opinion, where you would get a letter from someone is if you lived in a what is called an HOA. What does that stand for again? homeowners association. So if you lived in a community where um, you pay a certain amount of money, and you pay these dues, and it goes to the homeowners association. And I've never lived in a homeowners association, so I couldn't tell you. Some of my friends tell me it's a pain in the ass. Um, some of my friends like it. The reason that's good for a homeowners association is because if you got that neighbor that's throwing trash on his front lawn, and that does happen. Some people just throw trash on their front lawn, they don't care. A homeowners association won't allow that to happen. So that's where it's good. But a homeowners association is bad because in this aspect, if you live in, and someone comes to visit you, they got to know who they are. They got to know what they're doing there. They got to know your business. And that's what I don't like about it. I should be able to just simply, if you want to know, I could understand them wanting to know who's coming into the complex, especially if it's a guarded complex. I understand that. And if famous people live there, you want to know who's coming in. I understand that part. But if I choose for them to stay a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever it is, that should be my business. That should not be the business or the concern of the homeowners association. And that's the only time you would get that. But if you have a friend and they're like, like me, if I'm moving to Italy and a friend decides to come over and visit, I shouldn't have to, give stool samples and give urine samples to a homeowners association for this guy. They don't need DNA, they don't need fingerprints, they don't need any of that. I would be responsible for the person. And if the person gets out of hand, I'm going to put them in check. If I can't handle them, then yeah, I'm going to call security that I pay dues for to handle him and get him out. But it shouldn't be a situation like that where everybody knows. I give you a good example of my first experience with a homeowners association. I went to a friend's house, and I parked on the street, and you're not allowed to park on the street. In that homeowners association, you're not allowed to park on the street. All the cars have to be in the driveway. Well, I didn't know that, and I parked on the street. And they came knocking on the door, and they're asking my friend, what's this car? And the thing is that the thing that gets me is that they lie. Because they told my friend that they saw. No, they didn't even tell my friend. This was a different time. They didn't even knock on the door. They just sent my friend a fine. They sent him a fine. And they said on such and such date, there was a car in the driveway. There was a car in the street. It was there for several days. And that's why they lied. It was not there for several days. I probably stood 5 hours at my friend's house, and that's it. But they said that the house was on there for several days. So he went in. It's like a court hearing, and he went into a court hearing with them, and he got it removed. But still, that's the pain in the ass, and all because they lied. All because they lied and said that the car was there more than one day. So that's what it is. Homeowners association could be so great if it wasn't for the fact that you have some people that don't have any power, never had any power in their lives, and they become bullies, and they start to bully the people in the homeowners, the other homeowners. Alexi, this shouldn't happen, sir. We're really sorry for our people doing that. No, it's okay. They didn't do it to me. I understand that. They didn't do it to me. If my friend never showed me the letter, I would have never known. Okay? They did it to my friend, So let me ask you this, Pico, then. Do you live in an apartment complex? Have you ever had friends stay over, and what is that like? Stay over for long periods of time? I understand it. I wouldn't, I don't want people to get me wrong. I don't mind a letter. You want to send a letter, who are these people? How long would they be staying? Okay, that's fine. This is my brother and my friend from America. They'll be leaving on this date, and that's fine. Or, well, they're staying with me for 6 months. And like for instance, when I moved from New York to Las Vegas, I lived at least a year with my aunt in her home. I lived a whole year with my aunt in her home. If my aunt lived in an apartment complex, what would have happened? What would have been like? Would it have been like, no, he can't stay here for 6 months, or for a year? He's got to go. He can't. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they can control who can stay in your home and how long. That's my problem. As long as I pay my bills, as long as we're not making any noise, you don't have the right to tell me anything. That's the way I feel. You know, even if, let's just even put it in a situation where I am making noise, I am causing havoc. You got to at least give me, okay, this is your first incident. If there's a few more incidents like this, we're going to have to ask you to go. That's fine. I respect that. There's no reason why the people around me have to be disrupted just because I'm on vacation, So I understand that and I respect that. But I will never understand and don't understand why some companies have to get all involved and they have pictures of us entering the house. Like, if we're gonna lie, there's no reason to put pictures. You say, who are these people? If I say what people, I don't know what you're talking about. Then you come up with the pictures, but you don't come up with the pictures the first time. To me, that's invasion of privacy, in my opinion. Let's see. Pico says, not really, my friend. I never stayed over there for a long time. 2 weeks, I think. Okay. So you stood at friends' houses, but never for 2 weeks. I mean, never for longer than 2 weeks. I don't know. It's very interesting. That's a very good question. So that's one thing that I found different. Let's see. We got time for one more. Let's see. I think the people are much friendlier in Japan than what people are finding. When Japanese people come to America, I'm learning that you're not welcomed like I felt that I was in Japan. Now, what I would like to see is that Japan is more respectful and loving to their own people. Because like I said, I have a friend who is Japanese. He speaks very little, very, very little Japanese. And when he goes to Japan, sorry about that. When he goes to Japan and he asks for directions, people ignore him and people don't pay any attention to him. And you shouldn't be like that with a person from Japan. You should never be like that you should never be like that with anyone. But you definitely should not be like that with your own people. And that happens in my country too. Puerto Rico is the same way. People they embrace me, yes, and then they find out my Spanish is not very good. So they find out that I don't speak very good Spanish. They find out I wasn't born on the island. And if you're not born on the island, and I'm sure there's some Japanese people that feel this way too. If you're not born in Japan, you're not Japanese. If you're not born in Puerto Rico, you're not Puerto Rican. And that's bullcrap, Because to me, what makes you Puerto Rican is if you saw a fellow Puerto Rican being harassed or bullied, would you jump in? And I would. So because of that makes me Puerto Rican. If I'm willing to put myself in harm to protect a fellow Puerto Rican, then that tells me that I deserve the respect from my own people that unfortunately I don't get from all of them. Not everybody in Puerto Rico is that way, but there are a few people. I have been told in my lifetime, a few times in my lifetime, that I'm not really Puerto Rican because I was born in New York. And that's BS. That's BS. Pico says, I was born in Taiwan. He also says in the USA, my girlfriend got catcalled and some creepy guy tried to touch her butt. Wow, I'm sorry that that happened. Yeah, that's some real soon. So let me ask you, Pico, because you were born in Taiwan but raised in Japan, do you find that Japanese people, there are a certain group of Japanese people will ignore you or will not be your friend simply because you were not born on the island of Japan? And tell me about your girlfriend. Was she born in Japan, or was she born elsewhere? But it's really sad. It's really sad that we have to be that way. That we have to be a group of people that, well, I can't like you because you were not born in Puerto Rico, or I can't like you because you weren't born in Japan. And there's people too that even how do I call it? They'll even what is it? If you weren't born in America, you're not American. Well, if you love the country, if you're willing to die for the country, you're American. That's the way I look at it. I have had friends that were born in Mexico, come to America. They join the Air Force or they join some kind of American military, and then still not and they've done, and they're still not considered veterans. They're still not considered Americans. But you weren't telling them they weren't Americans when they were fighting for your country, right? When they were in Iraq fighting Bush's problems, you didn't have no problem with it. That's a shame. She was born in Hokkaido, but raised in Niigata. Oh, awesome. Well, that's cool. Well, I thank you guys so much, and thank you, Rico-chan, for your great questions. And I hope that I covered that. And if I didn't, DM me some more of how I can get, how I can answer that a little more better for you. But yeah, there is a difference, and I noticed, and I would love to someday hopefully live in Japan and really kind of really feel the difference in that. Pico, one last time, Pico says, I'm half Japanese, quarter Latino, and a quarter Chinese, but my people thought I'm half Arabic, Japanese Muslim, while I am Buddhist. Interesting. Well, that's going to do it for us on this episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. I want to thank Pico and his girlfriend, Rico-chan, for their great questions, and anyone else that popped in there. Thank you so much for popping on. Don't forget to smash that heart, comment, follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube at Nonfiction Filmmaker, and remember that Live Feed is brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. For all your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com. Also brought to you by thebullyexposed.com. Get your Be Kind t-shirt at thebullyexposed.com. Remember, anyone can wear the crown, anyone can be a hero. So be kind to one another, guys. Thank you for smashing that heart, guys, and have a great day.